Hello and welcome to the Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 17th of May 2024. Glorious weather, glorious week. And to be honest, been pushing on a lot with the Apache this week, going through the motions, getting all the final bits and pieces onto it. And it has been a really, really nice build. We were talking about on last night's live show how some builds aren't challenging. You know, you can build Tamiya, you can build this kit. There's no real sense of sort of achievement with it and that. And I get it. And me and Matt were talking about this on last night's show. And I think it's one of those ones where I totally agree. It's nice to have a kit that gives you not challenges that drive you to distraction and actually drive you up the wall, but it's nice to have kits that, you know, make you think a little bit more. This isn't one of them, to be honest. This has actually gone together really, really well. But also, I think these kits have their place. You know, a bit like doing Tamiya's F4 Phantom and their Tomcat. Most of their kits, let's face it, they're pretty much, you know, not very memorable builds because they go together so well. But what's nice from it, from coming into the hobby, is that sometimes you just have a build that just falls together. And this is definitely one of those builds because just step after step after step, it's just gone really, really well. It doesn't give you, you know, it's not a no-brainer, this one. It does make you think. And then some of the parts in the video build, especially, I've shown you because the instructions are a little bit iffy, shall we say, on how they show you from the correct angles. That makes it a little bit more sense. But having seen both of these kits and done reviews of both of these kits, I can say that definitely the main instructions are a little bit better than Tackham's. Tackham's is a little bit, yeah, it's there. Where make your mind up, you have a look at it. At least with this one there is some angles, but it's still, you know, little things like the sway braces, you know, yeah, plug them in for the actual pylons. Yeah, where? Because actually they're keyed left and right and they're off centered, so you have to make sure you get them in the right order. Doesn't necessarily point that out too well in the instructions, so we say. But anyway, apart from that, this has actually been a stunning little build. The build section is completed now. Now, next week, we're going to be turning our attention, obviously, onto painting and weathering and going through all the motions of it. And I am going to go completely over the top. Just going to warn everybody now, if you're thinking this is just going to look like it's going to be a Hilo drab and that's it, no, this one's going to be a little bit more like it's been to the party. And it's got the scars to show for it. So yeah, our version's going to look like it's been kicking around Afghanistan for 6 months at least, if not a year. All right. So from my point of view, we're going to be doing lots of different texturing and weathering, post shading, you know, obviously a little bit of pre-shading as well in there, really just to bring this to life and to give it that sort of worn look of it's been used. And also what I want to do with this, and it's going to be some projects coming up in the summer, is turning our attentions back onto dioramas. So for this one, I've got an idea of it's going to be sat in a diorama about A2 size of this cutting mat, and we're going to have, you know, the old Basquian baskets all around it and, you know, all the things like that to have some support equipment and that. So it's stood literally inside its little revetment looking like it's ready to go. That's the idea for that particular one as well. So stay tuned for those in the summer. Get a little bit of break from the building. Going to be doing a little bit more of that type of work and working on diorama bases and things. Because again, I've still got to do ones for the B25. I want to do that one. I've got it all set and all the parts for it. I just need to get on with it. And in theory, I want to do something as well with that CL214 as well, because again, I want to do something with water and water effects. So plenty of things to come in the summer when it gets a little bit quiet. Anyway, all started on Monday was part 6 of the actual build was up with you. So in this particular build, we were going really just adding all the little areas. So we put in this top rotor area again down in there. We got these laser warning receivers down in here and a few of the other bits and pieces onto it. Then we turned our attention onto the TADs as well. So we're working about the best way of going through that one. So we used a little bit of Molotov Chromes down into these ones, or in our case, we used the AK one because it went horrendously wrong, but you'll see that in the video. All right. And then obviously getting those all installed just to make it a little bit easier. So this thing does need a flat coat and I want to put the clear parts in after it's had the flat coat. So anyway, we were sort of sorting those ones out and getting those in really good. Then it was in with the gear. So the gear is again, got some nice little touches to getting those in there and locked into position, which is quite nice. And then obviously on the side of these ones, you've got these big wire strike protectors onto it, which the helicopter's completely covered in, as you know. So fitting those, getting those in and aligned and everything. Then we could turn our attention over to the gun, which is really nice gun on this one as well. Going through the motions, getting the plumbing into this one, getting it sorted and test fitting it in place. Haven't got it installed at the moment because obviously it'll go in after painting and weathering. Then last up, we could turn our attention down to the tail. So the tail wheel is made up of multiple parts, but actually it does go together very well. And then we was getting the old hold and foldy thing out as well to do the actual photo etch parts onto the tail and test fitting those in place and then get those fitted in just like that. So members, if you want to go off and see that one, it's quite a long video. It's about a 45-50 minute video as part 6 of your Apache build. That one is it there right now. Tuesday, attention was turned to me and Matt, where we were covering all topics, literally lots of topics, as in I need a new chair. So I was asking for some various ideas. And sort of, you know, some of you guys obviously have been using chairs for a long time as well. So get your feedback, what you think is good ones, so forth and so on. So we were going on about that. So discussing the chair, we're going through the motions on that one. Matt was obviously been pushing on quite heavily with his Black Widow project. So as you can see, he's using all types of Flory Models washes on this one and oils and everything else to go through just to get that black to fade in very nicely. So that one's coming together very, very nice indeed. I was obviously talking about the Apache, of how that one was all coming together and putting all the various parts onto that one as well. And then obviously we were looking at all the parts. Separate bits are all going to be fitted onto that one a little bit later. So going on with that, then obviously we were talking about all the topical things that are going on at the moment. This is my idea for my heavy weathered bird. So I'm taking inspiration from this particular one will be, so as you can see, really faded. I know a couple of you have said it's photoshopped. Honestly, it's not. I've got a full walk around of this thing that I pinched off the net, and it's definitely not photoshopped. It literally is like that. So I'm going to be taking a lot of my weathering cues from this particular lady down in here. All right, so lots of things going down in there, and then obviously what's new and out. So we got Mr. Zelensky, the president, down in there like that. Sorry, let's pause that one. And some of all the other bits and pieces down in here, what's going on. So we're talking about the engine. So this is an engine that's, I don't know, need a little bit more information on this, but it is done for the Qatari Spitfire. So my biggest gripe with that kit, didn't come with an engine. And now obviously there's a 3D printed one is available for that one as well. So if you want to grab that one, it is in there. Usual thing, if you want to join in with this one, topical debate and answering some of your questions and the various things that are going on as well. So if you want to catch up with that show of me and Matt, it's 55 minutes long. You can catch up with that. It is a free to watch video just like that. Wednesday was me. I was obviously going through all the various things for the members vlog, talking about some of the various things that we get up to on the site and all the behind the scenes type stuff that I can't talk about on the normal open shows as well. So members, you can go off and see that one. That one is up with you right now. Then also as well, we had our show last night for members. As you can see, usual things going on there, discussing everything from squeaky chairs and squeaky bums as well. Matt's obviously been pushing on with a couple of other bits like his little Black Hawk. So that one's coming together very nicely as well. The other members of the team haven't done that much. So we were discussing about Matt buying bad kits and very expensive kits and various things like that as well. I was talking about the Apache and other things. There we go. So the Apache somewhat together was all done last night, but the others hadn't actually done too much in the way of building work. So we were discussing all the other things. Plus the fact we were having a look round, obviously on the net. Where's the thing? Answering your question. So we were discussing about Vigans and Grippins and why we don't get Grippins, and we need a new tool. Grippin would be very nice for an E version, please, and everything. And then obviously we were having a look around at the ending soon 1944 SIG. So we were discussing all of that one and some of the great work that you guys have been putting up as well, and some of the beautiful, especially some of these ones as well. We had some great, like this is 72nd scale, absolutely beautiful work on that one. Very, very nice down in there. And obviously we've got Thunderbolts as well. You name it, we've got it up in there. Lots of stuff finishing on this one. It's got some Tempests and Typhoons in this group build and all the other things that are going on as well. Gorgeous as well. So yes, very, very, very nice job. So if you want to catch up with that one, members, you can do. A bit of a slow burner last night. I think everyone's getting those summer blues coming on and everything else. And also we were discussing some really weird and wonderful aircraft that technically shouldn't be able to fly. But they do. So we were looking at all of those ones on the show. Obviously, don't forget, it's totally live. It's totally interactive. So members, you can talk to us as we're making our way with the show using the members chat room, as always, on that one. Up as well, went up this week. It will be available for non-members to see shortly. We'll be up on the net with you, probably by the time you see this, is the Royal Class P51B. Although I do have to say, I don't know why they're calling it the P51B, because there's C's in there and there's Mark IIIs as well. So, but yeah, definitely beautiful kit, really nice. As I say, we have a proper look through instructions, usual Edard stuff. It's gorgeous all the way through. And then obviously we were going through all the marking options. Again, there's some real stunners down in here. So if you want to get any of these ones, you can do some really, really nice stuff. Again, for all the ones in there, very, very nice indeed. Decals, again, I still sit on the fence with the decals are concerned, so we won't talk about those too much. But you do get some really nice touches down in there. So we get the space set, which is the 3D printed set into this one, and you get the normal color photo etch ones as well, depending which versions you're going to be doing. And then obviously you get some resin, so we get 2 types of seats down in there. We get all the resin wheels, and we've got the exhaust stacks, things like that as well. And obviously we even get the foam cutouts, which I must admit I am warming to. At the time I was thinking, why? Now I get it. So I am sold on these. I'm going to have to get some sets for my some of the stuff I do a lot of. But honestly, if you do a lot of Mustangs or Spitfires or whatever you do a lot, these are great because don't forget, these are totally reusable. So you've got the mask set for it then as a foam plug for the wheel wells. You just keep going. So again, I get it. You get a little pin badge down in there. Highlight for me is the gorgeous artwork from the print as well. And again, it's really nice. This is obviously the box top for the standard D-Day version, the non-royal class, but you do get it in the box as well. And when you see it, the inspiration of that, obviously flying over the D-Day landings, you see all the landing craft and support ships, beautiful, absolutely stunning, love it. And then we're looking at the plastic, and again, doesn't disappoint at all, this one. Riveting galore, very fine, very crisp, very detailed, and clean. The best way to describe this kit is clean. And no, it doesn't have riveted wings. It has got the puttied wings as well, which was obviously a fault with some other kit, shall we say. And again, some really nice options and things. So you've got different types of rudders down in here, riveted, or obviously the fabric ones. And again, detail the galore right the way through on this one. Very, very nice. Again, sidewall to the cockpit, you can see, very, very nice. Full set of weapons. Obviously, it is taking use from other Mustangs as well. So some of those ones you're not going to be using. But as you can see, beautifully done. Beautiful clear parts as well. And again, nice that they're running to the panel line now, not just doing the canopy, which again is something very, very nice. Anyway, if you do want to go off and see the review and hear my views about it, it is up on the internet right now. You can click on the links down below, or obviously you can find it on our pages as always. As with all the other reviews, don't forget, just go to our review section. There's thousands in here, literally hundreds and hundreds of reviews. So if you want to go through any of those over the last 25 years, you can find all of those down in there like that. And that brings us bang up today with part 7 of the Apache. So again, finishing off those areas, talking about the sway braces, how they should be seen. So we show all about those. Obviously with this kit, it's really nice because you get the radar guided Hellfire missiles and the laser one. Don't get the Ninja one. People in the know will know. All right, so you get those. You get 2 types of rockets as well. So we've got the long nose and short nose versions with those as well. So we were putting those together. Then obviously we was getting the fire control radar on the top sorted, although it does come with the normal one, which I'll show you in a minute. And then we were working on the main rotors, again, beautifully detailed, and it literally is a clip fit. The way it all goes together is really, really nice on this. Usual thing, you usually have that fight with rotor heads and the complexities from the swash plate and stuff like that. This one, it just falls together. Very, very nice indeed, as you can see. Then we're working on the tail rotor. So we've got the tail rotor all done. Very similar to the main rotor, to be honest. And then plug in that one all in. And that literally completes the build of it. And as you can see, here she is right now. So again, it is superb, beautiful kit. Really, really nice. It's all a loose fit. And again, if you wanted to, you could have the rotors folded. And again, this pops off. And the other one is in the kit. So if you want to go with a normal rotor top on there, you can have both. You don't have to have the fire control radar on there if you don't want to, although it doesn't mention it in the instructions. And again, so yeah, really fantastic kit. Highly, highly recommend it. I know Matt's going to be doing the Tacken one. He gets his mojo back for it. He'll be starting on that one soon. But honestly, this one has been a lot of fun. Really, really enjoyed this one. And then hopefully, I say next week, by the time you see the show next week, we'll be pretty much there with it. So again, if you've seen on that photo I was going to use for the references, we're going to weather it something like that. So it should be a lot of fun. So say plenty of washes, plenty of post shading, plenty of sort of filters onto it, dry brushing, all those things that make for a dirty desert type helicopter we're going to be using on this particular one. So it should be a lot of fun in there as always. Last up, special offers over on the PM section. It's a little bit small at the moment because obviously we're just getting ready. We've just come off the back of the big sale, but we have got a couple of things up there. So you get Thunder models if you want to buy the old LRDG. We've got one of those down in there. We've got the M3 Stuart as well from Miniar. It's not the full interior one, so don't panic. You're okay with that. And again, the new Hobby Boss Devastator. We got one of those down in there for you if you want to grab that. And again, Hobby Boss have just released the Trop version of the Mark II C Hurricane as well. So if you want to get that, and if you've caught the bug from doing all things sort of Black Widows following Matt along at the moment, obviously you've got a slightly bigger one in 48 scale as well from Hobby Boss. But again, some good discounts on all of those. If you want to get those, you can do. Again, we still haven't heard anything about paint. So if we've still got a discount running on the old real colour paints as well, don't forget a lot of these are discontinued colours as well. So just pop down to the actual real colour section and you can grab these down in here, and as much with everything else. So again, some of these, as I say, they're going out of stock, but as you can see, we've still got some down in there. So if you want to grab any of these ones, you can do. They're down in there. Plus the fact, don't forget, we've got all your normal tools and sundries and all your other bits as well for your modelling needs down in here. So if you want to grab any of those ones, you can do. Just pop along to the pmmodelsuk.com store and you can find all those on there as well. And also keep your eye out as well, because obviously PM's doing special offers and discounts, which are on social media as well. So you might be finding them up on our YouTube page, and obviously onto our Facebook page, and then obviously over on eBay as well. There is some kits finding their way over on there as well. So keep an eye out for all these things and on social media, and we'll keep you updated on with that one. And that is about it from me. Busy week this week, but to be honest, next week is the week I like, when we get on with the painting and stuff down in there. And then hopefully we'll be looking at our next project as well as we make our way through. And don't forget, we've got the D-Day special short sig coming up as well. So I'm going to be doing the Typhoon as well from Hasegawa, the 48 scale one. So again, we've done the Tempest, so now we've got the Typhoon as well for both of those ones to make our way through on that particular sig as well. Anyway, that's about it from me this week. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted. My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing and keep your words naked. You got me blushing, and you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow in immortality. I can see you and me free in immortality. I can see you and me free. You left me crying and running through a